Hi, I'm JLo. I've been diagnosed with a condition called Hemi Facial Spasm. Fancy word for part of your face will twitch uncontrollably for what appears to be no reason. It is a pinched nerve in my brain, and the nerve that it's pinching is my facial nerve. So if you know anybody that's had a pinched nerve, you know that it will make your muscles spasm. It will generate some nerve pain. It can be really painful. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And the spasming, you can't control when it's happening. It just happens. It's because the nerve is getting pinched. So my symptoms first started about 15 years ago. Typically start really small. This is kind of a typical thing. It'll start like it's a little twitch in the eye. You think it's because you're tired or you're stressed, but it just won't go away. And sometimes then the twitching gets more intense and it will travel down your face, and pretty soon your cheek is twitching too. And as the condition progresses, it'll progress down into your face. A lot of people get it in their mouth. Mine now goes into my mouth. Some people even get it down into their neck, into this area. So it kind of follows the muscular pattern. The nerve is in your brain, but the muscles are in your face, and so it kind of follows this type of a pattern. So typically whatever that starts first, it just gets progressively worse and more intense. For me, it is truly the hemifacial. That means half of your face. Most people that have this condition, it does affect one side or the other, but there are people that get it and it affects both sides. So it's not only limited to just one side of your face, although that is the most typical. So I really wanted to share this journey. It's not easy to share this. The condition can be really disfiguring to your face, and so pictures and cameras are not something that people that have this want to go in front of. But it's really difficult to find information about this condition, and it's even harder to find video other than medical type videos about this condition, mainly because we don't want to be on camera. It's really hard to show other people what your face might be going through. But I am getting ready to have a second surgery. My first one did not work. Like I said, I've been having this condition for about 15 years. And unfortunately, the amount of information out there, while a little better, not a whole lot better in the 15 years. And so I really felt strongly that I wanted to get this journey out there. So if there's somebody that's trying to find information about it, at least they have something that they can look at. And I'll be posting a lot of the resources down below. A lot of those are going to be medical sources to kind of learn about it. That's different than seeing actually somebody who's experiencing it. Some people have been brave enough to ask me about it when they notice kind of what's going on. At first, people thought I was winking at them, so I would have to, maybe in a meeting or when I'm talking to people, if the eye was twitching, I'd laugh and joke and say, sorry, I have this thing going on. I'm really not winking at you. I'm not flirting with you. I'm really not winking at you. As the condition progressed, and if you look real closely, you can see that, part of my face kind of droops. There are people that actually can get worried that either I'm having a stroke or I have had a stroke. They're doing it out of concern. They're certainly not doing it to embarrass me or whatever. That is a common thing. The other thing is they just don't know what's going on because my face is kind of going crazy, and then it'll stop, and then it goes crazy again, and then it'll stop. And so a lot of times they're more embarrassed about it than I am. I'm just wanting it to stop, and they're embarrassed for me because they see what's going on. I currently have my second surgery scheduled for December 10th, which is also one of the reasons why I decided to start this video process. I wanted folks to see just what's going on, and both in my face and kind of walk through the journey with me as I go to have the second surgery. It's brain surgery, so it's not something you take lightly. I'm 66 years old. I'm not a young thing that I feel like I'm going to recover real quickly. I have to be mindful. This doesn't get better. It doesn't go away. If you don't ever have the surgery, it will never go away without surgery. You might be able to manage symptoms, but it's a pinched nerve. Until you relieve that pinch, it will not go away. And unlike a pinched nerve maybe in your neck or in your shoulder, you can't move it around because it's in your brain. It's underneath your skull. Not something that you can just manage. You can manage symptoms, but you cannot make the condition go away. So I wanted to walk folks through this journey in this next few months so you could kind of see for real and kind of real time some of the struggles that I'm having, some of the things I'm thinking about, some of the appointments and maybe what they're going to ask me and what they might be talking about as I get closer and closer to surgery. I'll bring you guys along right up to the time that they tell me I have to put the phone away before I go to surgery, and I'll want you with me when I wake up so you can kind of see what's going on, and hopefully, well, I'll keep our fingers crossed, when I wake up I will be spasm free. That's the hope, right? So if you think you might have this condition, my first piece of advice would be do some research. I'm putting those resources down below for you. Do some research, really dig into it a little bit. This is a very rare condition. It typically is experienced by middle-aged women of Asian descent. But that's not the whole of it. There are people of all ages that get this. Men get it also. And people of not Asian descent get this also. So I would say do your research, come prepared, and listen to the journeys, because everybody's journey to get kind of where I am is very different, and their experience over the years in getting there and dealing with doctors and figuring out the tests that to take and things to try, we're all different in what we've done. There might be a common thread, but we all have a little bit different journey. I would really encourage you to see what you can find about all the different journeys that are out there so you can decide what's best for you. I'm not a doctor. I am not a nurse. I am not here to give you medical advice. I am here to tell you what my journey has been like and to provide you as many resources as I can and to help you advocate for yourself. This is a rare condition, and a lot of doctors do not know about it, or if they do know about it, they don't really understand it. You need to really step up and advocate for yourself. And I would encourage you to do your research and then talk about these things with your medical professional.